Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. A lot of breath. I was having a dance party in the shower. Still kind of out of breath. But yeah, I had this major download as I was working out and taking a shower. It just kept coming. So I figured I'd hop on here real quick. And especially, it's so relatable, just not only in my personal life, with friends, with myself, with, clients. I feel like this is a major message for just about everyone right now. And it's about feeling confident with change. This is for the people who continue to wait. They wait for that right time to make that move, to make that change. They wait for their partner to change to feel confident in the relationship, to know they should stay, right? They're putting their energy and power into other people's hands because they're afraid to make that shift themselves. They're afraid to have that responsibility. And we so often are waiting for the job to get better. We're waiting for the money to come in. We're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And all waiting is a reality loop. Waiting is literally going in circles in the same reality loop, attaching to that reality and not allowing yourself to move out of it. It's a habit, just like anything. Same beliefs, same actions, you just hold yourself in place. And trust me when I say this, you will not stay there forever. Because the universe is always gonna light a fire under our ass to get us moving. And that's why that discomfort builds and builds and builds until you're finally like, fuck it, I'm done. Am I right? Like, how many times have you just got so done with something? You're like, I give it up, I let it go, fuck it. Because you hit that point where you're like, I like that Abraham Hicks analogy she uses in one of hers coming to my mind right now. Where she talks about like a plane can only circle the runway so many times before they run out of gas and they have to land, right? The same thing goes with this reality we're in right now. This current reality you're in. You're constantly growing. Growing is inevitable. It's just like breathing. You can't stop growing. And when you try and stop growing, you feel that pain, you feel that resistance, and your outer reality is going to continue to push you to keep up with that change in your outer reality. It's going to continue to unlock things. And that's why in one of my previous posts, I even mentioned growth is natural. Consciously growing, that is a skill. And that's what I help people do. Because when you're consciously growing, you're deciding and guiding your path to that next level, that next now moment, that next you. You're not resisting it anymore. And you're more at ease. You're more allowing. You're not resisting so much in that way. You're being conscious and observing. That's the difference between consciously growing and unconsciously growing. And they both, either way you grow, you're just going to hit a lot more pain and suffering when you unconsciously grow, because you're going to constantly be thinking everything is wrong. When everything that happens to you is for you. It's happening for you in that way. It's happening for your growth, to make you aware of how you're growing internally, and how this reality right here is no longer matching your inner reality. And that's where the resistance comes in. Your inner reality doesn't match your outer reality so well. Well, it does. It always matches, I should say. It doesn't match what your soul is calling for, your truest potential in that moment. So what I want to talk about today especially is how do you start to consciously grow with confidence? How do you step into that change knowing it's a sure thing, feeling safe and at ease? And that's by no longer waiting. No longer waiting for your outer circumstances to change to give you permission to be different, to be who you really are, to follow that resonance that's calling you. That is how you start to consciously grow. And the download I got today, they were saying is, when you step into that version of you, when you decide to no longer wait, but be in that vibration that it feels good to you, follow that inspired action and feel the resonance with something. Or maybe you've been wanting to do something for a while or be a certain way and you just haven't had the confidence to do it, or you're afraid what your partner would say. When you put it all into you, when you put your resonance as your top priority, and you decide to be in that vibration, to say, I am this right now, and vibrate at that level, that's a sure thing. That is literally the laws of the universe, law of attraction. But many of us, we're not thinking in that way. We're still thinking in the physical. We're not expanding and feeling our reality. So the difference with that is most of us were like, if I do that, that may happen, and then we don't. But that literally defies the law of attraction. Your reality is going to match what you put out, meaning who you are choosing to be. So it's a sure thing. If you decide that you want to feel sexy, that you want to feel whole, that you want to know that you are a gift in your relationship and you don't need them, you are choosing them if you really are choosing them. And that you are the center of your reality. You are the creator. It is your beliefs that pave the way, not your outer reality, not other people. You decide where your reality goes by choosing who you want to be in this now moment. It is a home run. And what really gets us is we're expecting instant manifestation a lot of the time. I'm not saying that can't happen, but your instant gratification is the feeling. Because the feelings, as I've said many times before, is the energetic world, your inner world. You're feeling the shifts in the vibrations that you're putting out for your next now moment. And a lot of us we're afraid of that pushback of our reality sometimes. Like we say our truth and we get those haters out there, or someone puts us down or says something and we revert back to our old self. Our reality is not trying to hold us back. It's trying to help us integrate that new reality. So in the same way that I've talked about, when your emotions, right? Energy and motion. Those emotions, those negative emotions that are stuck in the body, they want to move out. The only thing keeping them there in a block is you attaching to them, you trying to figure them out, you're afraid to feel them, and you're still identifying with that story behind them, that belief. But if you were to allow yourself to feel and just observe it, and start attaching to it, it would move out right away. Instantly. A lot of the time. So in the same way, the same thing goes with your outer reality, your physical reality. It's just a little bit slower. So when you have that pushback, when you decide I'm being this right now, or this is my belief, this is what I choose to believe, it is your only job to feel and strengthen that belief, strengthen that reality, and hold true to it. Be resilient. And understand that outer reality is fading. And you can feel that sure thing of falling into that new reality, of that new version of you. You are literally creating a new reality. The energy that you are putting out has lasting effects. And it's your job to feel it first, to know and decide that I'm creating this. I'm done with this reality loop. I'm done being a pushover. I'm done being disrespected. I'm done believing that I deserve to be disrespected. And step out of that. Claim who you want to be right now and know that when you do that, you're like lighting up for the universe. You're like a beacon and the universe is like, oh yeah, she's ready. And everything floods to you. So when you hold true to that feeling of being fully you, saying fuck it to everything else, fuck it to outcomes, fuck it to the fear, fuck it to what people may think, and you decide to be fully you, you're creating that authentic reality that you want. You're stepping outside of that loop that you're in. I call it the hell loop. and you're stepping into a new reality. But we have to let go of this waiting mentality. We're afraid to make the first move. We're afraid to be the leader. We're meant to all be leaders in that way, the leaders of our reality. But most of us are following. We're waiting for our partner to act different toward us so then we can feel a certain way. Waiting for them to do something to make us feel safer to be us. We're waiting for our bank account to grow so then we can feel adventurous and travel. We're waiting for our body to be perfect, or how we think it needs to be to feel sexy. And all you're doing is prolonging that gap between you where you are now and the real you that already has the body, that already feels sexy in her way. And the key to this too is detachment, especially with relationships. Because if you're so attached to them, attachment isn't like love. Attachment is like ego. It's saying that you think you need them to be whole. Whereas if you detach, when I say detach, it doesn't mean like fuck you, I don't care about you. It means that I care enough about myself to make my resonance my top priority, my authenticity, my soul's calling and what is truly meant for me, my number one priority. And I thereby make it your priority as well. I give you the freedom to be whoever you want to be. And if that means we're doing it together, cool. But if it's in both our best or highest good to go separate ways, then be okay with that, because something more aligned is on the way. This or something better. You can still have love. And in that way, you take out the fear and the ego and you have pure love for them anyways. But you're not opening yourself to limitless possibility by waiting on them to change. You're literally giving all of your power away. So I urge you to see where you're waiting. Who are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? And who do you really want to be? What is really calling you? When you think about that thing, it happens. What is that allowing you to do? In this same sense, is what I've been saying for the past week now. What are you trying to prove that you are instead of just knowing that you are? Right here, right now. Because there only is here and now. Think about it. You're never in the future. You're always going from this now moment. And that next now moment is limitless possibility if you allow it to be. By being present, by being true to yourself and following your resonance, following the excitement, ease, joy. And if you're really not sure of what is calling you, I suggest starting with sitting with yourself for 5 to 10 minutes in the morning or whenever you can throughout the day. No music, no distraction, just seeing what comes up for you. Another great thing to do is do at least 20 minutes of a high vibe activity. Because what that does is you're allowing yourself to get in touch with your resonance in that way, your higher self, your soul, whatever terms you use, your authentic self and frequency. That means doing something with no regard to outcome, just doing it because you enjoy doing it. It gives you energy. It allows you to connect with yourself and just be. And the more you prioritize joy, the more you prioritize doing things without any outcomes necessary, you're literally training yourself to be more connected with your frequency, your authentic frequency, and intuition in that case. And as you do this throughout your day, especially if you do it right in the morning, so you set your day up for that, you're really tuning to your resonance so it carries out throughout the day. This is key. If you do those two things, and I'm talking, that's 30 minutes right there in your day. That's it. Sit with yourself and try and do more high vibe activities, at least 20 minutes a day. And that could be anything from working out to yoga to listening to music to dancing. It could be hanging with a friend, anything, playing guitar. anything that just allows you to just be and feel that sense of joy, because that sense of joy is your authentic frequency. And the more I've done this, the more I've just fallen into my frequency and chose to truly dictate where my timeline is going, where my next now moment is going, the more confident I have felt throughout the change. Because when you match up with your resonance, you can literally be confident in any situation, known or unknown. That's confidence right there. And before I go, a really cool analogy that came to me is, think about like on Amazon or whatever like music app that you have. You may have a like shuffle, or like for Amazon Music, you have my likes or my soundtrack, right? And when you're on those stations or whatever is playing, you have the ability to like it. And when you like something, it saves that so it plays more of that same type of music. This is the same thing with your reality. When you line up with a vibration and you like it, you like that experience and you relish that feeling, that is you like liking that aspect of your reality, liking that aspect of yourself and feeling into it. And every time you choose to be that vibration, the universe is like the Amazon Music. It's saying, oh, more of that, got it. The thing is though, that the universe doesn't know if you like something or don't like it. It's based on focus. So the more you choose a vibration, the more of that is going to come to you until you choose differently. And that is what I mean by you're stuck in a loop. You're staying stuck in what you don't prefer and you're focusing on it, trying to resist it, attaching to that reality. Rather than choosing to be different, saying like, fuck this hot mess, I'm gonna step away for right now and just focus on me, who I wanna be. And that way, I'm gonna be tuned to that vibration to let the universe know what I prefer. That is what you're doing when you just choose to say fuck it and be true to yourself. Step out of that loop of who you think you have to be, because that's who you've been. There was no rules that you have to remain true to who you've been. And that's the message that came through with me now and before. It says adding on. And this is something that I needed to hear as well, because I kept going back and forth of like going back into my old self when I hit that resistance. But you have to remember, when you choose a frequency, it is law. It has to come. So, and it may come at first through a feeling, through resonance. And if you hold true to that and detach from anything that happens out here, just let it flow, literally see it as just the old reality fading out and allowing that new energy in. You will start changing your life every day, every moment. And you can feel confident going into that unknown, into that change. It's a sure thing. It's a home run. So what is there to worry about? You have nothing to prove. That's what I always repeat to myself when I'm unsure. I have nothing to prove. I choose this. I don't have to own it. I just have to choose it. Just like tuning to a radio dial. Oh, I want to listen to rock. I'm going to go to this channel. Same thing. Start giving the universe what you want for it to deliver it to you. And stop depending on other people to create your reality. Stop giving your power away. And just focus on who you want to be. So I hope this helped you. I hope this fired you up. Because it fired me up today. I was just listening to some Cardi B on my Peloton bike ride. And I was like, yes. And that's another way to do it too. Like, listen to music. Get that vibes off the music. And I know when I'm wanting to feel bad, like a bad bitch, I throw on some Cardi B or Nicki Minaj. And I'm like, yes. Or Kendrick Lamar too, I guess. Yeah. But anyway, those are some tips that I have for really stepping into that change and to stop waiting. It's time right now. It's always right now. So I love you all. Please, share this with someone who needs to hear it. Tag them below. Leave any insights that you have or ways that you're going to step up right today. And yeah, I love you all. I'll see you next time.